It's winter again. I thought winter had gone. We had a couple of days of 15 degrees. It was lovely. Anyway, today I'm going to show you the St. Nicholas Cathedral in Bielsko-Biala. It's one of the highlights of the city. Some would argue that there are not that many highlights in Bielsko, but it depends how much you explore the place. There's certainly no Krakow, I grant you that. But we're going to take a look at the Cathedral of St. Nicholas, and I'm going to start by taking you to where I think the best vantage point is to get a good look at this place. Like, we can go right up to it, we're going to do that in a minute, but there's another little place here. I'm going to take you there now. It comes off Sobieski Street, just there. There's a little alleyway, you follow it along, and as you open up, oh, it's a beautiful view. So that's where we're going to start our examination of the Cathedral of St. Nicholas here in Bielsko-Biala in Silesia, Poland. This is Closely Observed World. Welcome to the channel. So down that way is the Rynek, the main town square, and you go that way to get to the cathedral. Thank you. There's a school just here. We're not going that way though, as you can tell. We're not going down that way. I'm going to follow this road up just a few more meters until we come to this nice little alleyway. Sorry everything sounds so muffled. We're a day away from re-entering a national lockdown, so I'm wearing my mask like a good citizen. I've gotten used to wearing the mask, but it does make for a bit of a muffled experience, doesn't it? Alright, so we're going down this little alleyway, and this is usually where you find the kids who don't want to go to school. They come around and hide just here smoking. And yeah, we've got our usual bottle of żubra over here. It's a very Polish sort of thing, obviously. So let's follow this around just here. I'm going to go around. So we came up just there off Sobieski, so you can see the little alleyway. Cars do travel through here, and you can see, look at this. I imagine that this is all from where people have slightly misjudged the approach to this little passageway. And we've got some delightful street art just here. I'm going to do a video on the street art of Bielsko at some stage. This probably will not be part of it. That is just freakish. I mean, it's all well-spirited, but scary. And yeah, we're really off the beaten track here. I mean, I come down here quite often actually because I love the view. We'll see how good a view we get today. You know, the weather conditions being what they are. Right, let me swing the camera around so that you can see where we're going and what we're going to see, because I love the reveal. It's all about the reveal for me. That's what makes it so good. So here we come. We're into this little car park area. As we go along just there, there's really not much to see yet. And then you swing around, and there it is, sticking up over the horizon. For me, this is the best place to come and admire this cathedral. It's a bit of what you might call a Marmite cathedral, I suppose, because some people love it, some people hate it. For me, I like it. I like those severe lines. I like the way that it's shaped. There's not a lot to kind of look at. There's not much going on visually. There's not much to digest, you could say. But there you go. This car park just here is all new. It was a building site for the last for about a year really. And then you've got it right just there. Our good old cathedral. I like the way that you've got the buildings and then the cathedral rising up from their midst. But there's something else around here that I quite like, apart from the good old St. Nicholas over my shoulder here. I like this area for the inherent irony. I'm always after a bit of irony when I'm looking around, and this is, alright, I'll tell you, you need to know a little bit of Polish for this, but I'll explain it all. It's quite funny, I think. Right, so let's have a look. Look at this. Look at this. There. I'm glad that there's a thin layer of snow over this, because this is disgusting, isn't it? It's terrible. The things that people do to their planet. Now the reason I like this for the irony, let's just go around this way a little bit. And I don't know if you can make out the sign, the name on the side of this building. It tells us the name of this little neighbourhood. Gotta watch my step, it's a bit icy here. Christ. Oof. Yeah. So let's take a look. Look at that. So this neighbourhood is called Czyste. What does Czyste mean in Polish? Well, if you had to guess, what would you say? Yeah, you'd probably guess clean. And you'd be right. So this is the clean neighbourhood. And as we've just seen, not quite living up to its name, is it? Alright, so that for me is the best view that you can get of St Nicholas. So let's go a bit closer and we'll get a more traditional straight up shot of the place, shall we? And if it's open, maybe we'll take a look inside. No guarantees though. These are difficult times for the churches as much as for anybody else, so keep our fingers crossed, shall we? Alright, so we're on our way down to the church, or the cathedral. It's just over there, and we're on Cieszyńska Street, which I think, if you follow it in a straight line, goes all the way to Cieszyn on the Czech border. The building I wanted to show you very quickly is behind me. I've never been in there because it's always been kind of, I don't know, under redevelopment or something. It's a little film studio, and this is the cartoon graphics studio where they did the most famous Polish animated shows of the, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s. Things like Bolek and Lolek and Rexio the dog. So they have a fine history here. I'm not sure if they really stand up to comparison with what's available these days, and it's certainly no Pixar, but it's pretty good. I think they can, you know, it's a claim to fame in Bielsko. So if we just follow it this way, we'll come to a nice old building that really needs a bit of repairing. Let's take a look at this, eh? Yeah, that needs a bit of work, doesn't it? And we're just going to follow this street along for a second. This has all been renovated recently. The street was dug up and they relaid the surface, and I'm glad that they've kind of kept this cobblestone effect on the street. I think that's quite nice. One of the main courthouses in the area is up here on the left, and this is where you go to get your criminal record check if you're a teacher working here. This is something that we all had to do quite recently, and we're coming up on a little square just here, and once again we're going to get that nice dramatic reveal of the cathedral. Just watch out for that car. And here we go. It amazes me that this place is so busy. Seriously, what are these people doing? Where are they going? And here we go, the cathedral of St Nicholas. This is probably the best place to come to take a photo of it. This is what you'd see on all the postcards. So we're approaching the cathedral. It's just down here ahead of us. In better weather, I sometimes like to come down here and shoot the occasional video. And I was here a couple of months back recording a video for my teaching channel, my English language channel. And a priest came past, walked past me, looked at me, just shook his head like, oh, what is it with you people? Right, let's take a look at this thing, shall we? There we go. Let's get those bins out of the shop. Blech. At least they're keeping the place quite clean. That is not a bad cathedral. Yeah. It's quite a nice place, isn't it? Alright, let's go down and have a look to see if the doors are open. You can see some of the detailing on the front of the building. We've got a couple of saints up there. One of them I think is actually holding a replica of the cathedral. if I'm not mistaken. I like that sort of recursion. Oh, it sounds like there's something going on in here. Let's have a look.
Czytajmy z listu świętego Pawła Apostoła do Rzymian, bracia. Nie od wypełnienia prawa została uzależniona obietnica dana Abrahamowi i jego potomstwu, że będzie dziedzicem świata, ale od sprawiedliwości uzyskanej przez wiarę. Dlatego dziedzictwo przypada dzięki wierze, aby było z łaski i aby w ten sposób obietnica pozostała niewzruszona dla całego potomstwa, nie tylko dla potomstwa opierającego się na prawie, ale i dla tego, które żyje dzięki wierze Abrahama. On to jest ojcem nas wszystkich, jak jest napisane. Uczyniłem cię ojcem wielu narodów, przewodniczym Boga. Jemu to uwierzył jako temu, który ożywia umarłych i powołuje do istnienia to, co nie istnieje. On powołuje nadzieję i
I feel a little bit guilty going in there in the middle of a service, but I'm sure it wasn't anything crucial or very important. It was nice to hear the place sounding alive, you know, bit of energy going on. No idea what they were talking about. My Polish is basic. I can understand quite a lot, but only if I know the topic. So yeah, I don't think I could attend a church service here and know really what was going on. Not that I'm a particularly religious person myself, of course, so there is that as well. So quite nice design, this kind of, what do they call it, speckling, something like that, this kind of rough and ready surface. Here we've got a little outdoor chapel of sorts with the usual, I guess that would be Mary, one of those would be. It's the sort of thing you find dotted around the place here and there. Nice little footwell, you go down there and there's some sort of entrance. That's where I usually come to make my videos. And then we're round the back. I guess this is the actor's entrance, so to speak. You come in through here, and I'd imagine that around here somewhere you've got the household for the priest. And then down just here we've got the nice view over the rooftops of part of old Bielsko. It's not Milan Kundera's Prague by any means, but I like it. It's quite nice. It's got a bit of a charm. It's a sort of Eastern European charm. Don't call Poland Eastern Europe, of course it's not, is it? It's Central Europe, of course. What am I thinking? And yet just here we've got a lovely view of the tower and the clock, framed by some trees. So let's take a last look at that. There we go, look at that. So that, my friends, is the St. Nicholas Cathedral of Bielsko-Biala. And it's a nice little place to come and take a look at, take a few photos. And it is kind of the centre point of the city. If you ever get a poster to hang on your wall for Bielsko, it's likely to have this cathedral. And now you've seen it from a couple of different perspectives. So, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, do the usual like and subscribe. But if you really want to help, be good, be safe, and all the best. See you next time.